a sort of blizzard of disillusion, you know, just event after event. To think that the Tonkin Gulf Resolution had only 2 senators voting against it in the summer of 1965, and yet subsequent reading about that event shows it was you know, it was a manufactured occasion. It was just a, and yet, you know, how many senators? 98 senators voted for it, and some good men. Not just reflexive anti-communist Cold Warriors. I think that shows, you know, how badly people could be gulled. They didn't realize that the government would systematically deceive and twist, misinform, and of course this reached an art under Kissinger and Nixon. And with Agnew, it became not just that, but actually bullying the press, trying to attack the press. In the Nixon administration, there's a counterattack on the press, which of course just steel the resolve of the press to tell more. I mean, Nixon was hated by people in the media, and he hated them, and it was a really sinister relationship. With Johnson, at least, I think the vestigial liberalism of reporters and editors it kept them with one hand behind their back, but with Nixon, it was just open season. And I think it's for better and worse. The better is clear. The worse is, of course, just the way in which the press can undermine a president's authority. Of course, you can say the president undermined it. Well, the president can give them hostages to fortune sometimes, but I feel that with President Carter, he was really just yes, there are a lot of foul-ups there, but just that press atmosphere was so unrelentingly negative, and it almost made him seem an illegitimate claimant to the White House. And as we look back by the comparison of the Reagan years, the multifarious scandals and absurdities of the Reagan years. I mean, Carter, there wasn't so much there that was so terrible, but of course the press went at it with a vengeance. So I think we have this permanently subversive force. We have to recognize it's potentially subversive. The press, which has a great habit of just taking even a small story, a Hamilton Jordan, a name we don't even, who the hell was he? But I mean, how they would come back to that, or Bert Lance, you know. I mean, they just worry it and worry it and worry it. And also the press, I mean, something had been going on there too. The status of reporters and journalists improved, and their sense of their own importance improved, and their sense of being the fourth estate really quite grew. And in some institutions, I think it became a kind of vanity, you know, a vanity of press power. We're the ones who determine whether you're going to be a president or not. And you see this enacted now in these ridiculous television shows where the journalists shout at each other and, you know, give out with their obiter dicta as if they're stretching their ignorance to meet the the limits of the show. I mean, that's just press arrogance.